right. You know, honestly, I'm not disappointed with this for a first turnout. We knew we were going to have to fill our roster a little bit, but I think we got some good bones here. That too, yeah. All right. Did you post us up already, Hymera? Okay. Let's go ahead and get us looking for some homies. Oh, yeah. I didn't, but I will. Oh, really?
priest. Like I said, my legendary for monks weren't working. Leech, period, wasn't working. Let's see, Monk's Bone Dust Brew wasn't working. Feral Legendary wasn't working. Arcane Mage's Harmonic Echo from Kyrian Arcane Mage and Touch of the Magi. So 2 Arcane Mage giant cooldowns didn't work. Like it was bad.
Nothing worked.
And Blizzard was just like, yeah, just play a different spec. Except your burst window for Arcane didn't work. Your mastery didn't work for Fire Mage. I guess all the mages are playing Frost spec. And priests are all switching to Holy. Me. Oh, Monk Tank 4-piece didn't work. So whatever the 4-piece bonus is for Monk Tanks. Just didn't work. Oh, that's huge too.
Yeah, 50% keg smash damage, heals for 66%, and 6% of it is maximum health, stacking up to 10 times.
That's crazy. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, I bet you pair that with the Storm Stout Legendary too. 2 charges and it deals more damage. Oof.
Oh, that mage better be Frost.
It's fixed. They fixed it. Thank God. I mean, again, I can't believe they even let the PR guy say, we don't know when it'll be fixed. It took them like 4 hours, by the way. If you were curious how long it took them to actually fix it, about 4 hours.
That's not bad.
Oh, yeah, I would say not bad for 1, Blizzard's track record, and 2, the fact that they said they weren't gonna fix it.
Yeah, that's why.
So, yeah, definitely not too mad about it. Again, especially because as a monk healer, that legendary is usually like my second most healing. So that would have been real weird to have to run a raid with a different legendary.
How are we? Did we have that extra healer? The healer friend that wants to join us?
He hasn't messaged back yet. He's sitting in Discord. Let me jump over to their Discord chat and I'll check.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
Oh God, we got some filthy alliance in here.
Hey, he's here on raid day.
Hey, at least it's a night elf.
Princess.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Trying to figure out what to come raid with you all on.
Yeah, he's gonna join.
Perfect. Did I somehow manage to delist the group?
Looks like
we
it.
are delisted, yes.
Son of a gun.
Somebody spit on me. Who spit on me?
I have also been spit on.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, the shaman spit on me.
Shaman on shaman hate crimes over here.
I don't even see him.
He's on the mist dragon.
Oh, he's horde too. You would have thought, figured he was gonna be alliance. I also 100% thought they removed the spit emote.
I thought they removed it from using it on people. Which is exactly what he did.
Maybe it's using it against the opposite faction.
Yeah, possibly.
Because it was all about killing the other people and spitting on their dead bodies, right? So
yeah, that's what people did.
Maybe you have to be alive. to be able to spit off. I don't know.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
This is the ERP group, right?
Yes. I
Okay.
put on my robe and wizard hat.
Okay, good. So where's the gang broadcasting from tonight?
Broadcasting from.
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, I'm like 30 minutes away from you.
Where are you?
Rome.
Oh my goodness.
Was
30,
we in Rome?
30 minutes and 10 years behind. I've been up that area. It's nice.
That's fair.
It's nice up there.
You don't got a lot. It's definitely not that nice.
Hey, when you live in Atlanta, Rome's pretty nice. 'Cause it's disconnect from the city.
I lived in the city for a while when with my wife, and there's parts where it's okay. It's parts where it's really nice. But I went to the Braves' new stadium last weekend. Holy cow, they made a good decision getting out of the city.
Yeah,
Have you been?
I drove past it a bunch. I haven't been in it yet.
You got to get in there. It's so much nicer than the TED.
Yeah, I was about to say all I hear about is how nice the battery is. But I got a buddy that sells beer for him, so
Oh, okay.
he always talks about it.
He can't get you the hookup?
Oh, he probably could. I don't really like working in the Atlanta area. It's a pain.
Where's that guy going? He going to pull? Oh, he's up there fighting something.
He's ready to go.
That mage is up there fighting something.
Oh, he is crossed.
He is fighting something.
We're not coming up to help you. We're coming to watch you die.
Yeah.
Blake, come over to the stone with me.
Sorry. There's so many people I can't tell what's going on. I was looking for the mage that was fighting stuff.
He in the break.
Oh.
Thanks for the summons.
I will take that summon in just a second. I forgot I got 282 gloves last night and I didn't switch them, so I'm gonna go grab an enchant.
The guy standing out here on his Brontosaurus, probably like the like MVP. Just hanging out right outside the raid with an auction house.
Very
It's also
MVP.
funny because of all the people out here, he
Too
yelled,
bad he can't get a cut of that.
and then that mob literally targeted him out and hit him so he couldn't mount up. There's so many people out here, and it hit the one guy that yelled auction house mount.
Hi, Mary, are you still a Oh, never mind. Maybe I can't spell today.
Chimeru.
I was gonna ask if you were an enchanter.
I am, but to be honest, I haven't really worked on it.
That's okay, me either. That's why I was like, I got it so I could DE all the bullshit I could pick up.
Yep.
Always love when people hit it to get invited and then immediately leave the group. Like,
They get cold feet. It's scary.
We are pretty intimidating.
let's see, we don't have a warlock, so I guess somebody probably need to walk back out.
I'm still at the stone here.
I'm seeing postings like 215. Is that possible?
I mean, it's less than 10 people, but I would think so.
2 tanks, 1 healer, 5 DPS.
Yeah, I would think so with the right healer.
I mean, if that's the case, I need to get my guild doing raids.
You got pumpers.
I mean, there's only 5 of us.
Laz, are you good for me to start doing trash for you while you're looking?
Yeah, if you're good. I think I, 1 DPS and we should be ready to roll.
Okay.
Somebody in there scrapping? Someone's in there scrapping.
I think we got
Oh,
we
we
got
s-
9.
We all
Yeah, I was gonna say,
scrap.
as long as we get that summon.
I'm at the stone. My portals are disappearing, so I think somebody's out here with me.
Yeah, I'm out here.
All right.
Laz, you might be able to grab Taki after he's done streaming.
Yeah, for sure. We'll bring him in.
Oh, nice. He's got an OnlyFans?
Got to pay those bills.
Yeah, don't we all?
It's like a legit career nowadays. I mean, it's like a legit option. Okay.
How do you
College?
think I pay my subscription?
College or OnlyFans?
Some people do both.
I'm not that talented.
Laz, if we need to, I can probably ask in my guild too, because everyone's playing alts as well.
Okay. For now, I think we're filled to
Yeah.
where we can start. But
Yeah, I think everything looks good right this second.
yeah.
Have you done castle before? Healer, right?
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Okay.
I did LFR this morning just to kind of refresh myself.
They died so fast.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple who I was like, I don't think I've ever fought this guy.
Yeah, it was interesting getting through it. Watching most of the bosses die in under a minute was impressive.
I mean, it's just a refresher course. That's all you need.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think getting through all 10 bosses. I think the only boss that took longer than 2 minutes was Council of Blood.
Oh, God. How joyous would that be? If you could do that on, like, normal or heroic, how glorious would that be?
I wouldn't
Right.
doubt that there's guilds that are. To be honest with you.
Does anyone need a flask?
I'm already flasked up.
Cool.
Your character. Your character.
I'm flaccid and ready to rock.
Oh, Laz, I think he just finished streaming. If you want to ask him,
Yeah.
I guess I could ask him too, but I already gotta talk to him all day, so you know.
Yeah.
I'll welcome the break. He might bring his mage, because we just did this on his hunter and stuff. Or he'll bring his hunter. I don't think he'll care either way.
All right. Tyler, I'm going to open trade with you if you can hit me with one of those flasks.
But you're not allowed to have one.
Yeah, well.
Could you give me raid assist?
Yeah.
Please?
All right. So has everybody done this? Everybody's good with kind of the basic ideas?
It's been a while, but yeah, I'll pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a while.
Plus, I got this DBM to scream at me.
Been a while is kind of the world we're all living in right now, I believe. So, you know, nobody's going to scream and yell when things are going awry, I promise. This one, this one's pretty easy. DBM is going to yell at you when it's time to LOS. I probably will too. And other than that, it's don't stand in stuff and don't get hit by the little blue swirlies. There'll be some moments where we have the opportunity to see where the blood pools are coming in. We want to try to run those away from the room so we can kind of keep the area around the pillars and around the center of the room, kind of where we're going to be kiting the boss around, as free as possible. So if we do see those debuffs coming in to drop those pools of blood, we want to move those to the outside of the room. And then when we go into that sneaky phase where we need to not get caught by them, going to be a lot of little blue swirlies on the ground. Want to make sure we're dodging those the best that we can. And yeah, if we get targeted out by the little guy that's going to come swooping down at us, drop that pool of blood and then get out of there before you get hit if you can, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Have you tanked this before?
I have not tanked it before.
Okay.
Oh, I have.
So,
Go ahead. You do it.
thank you. So, we're gonna go ahead and start over here at where Nipple is. More or less, the goal is to kind of keep him close enough to a pillar, but not on the pillar, because when he does like his big, it looks like the quaking circle is probably the best way to describe it. That's where everybody needs to spread and get out. If the pillar is even like just a little itty bitty piece in it, it'll destroy the pillar. So we want to keep the pillars up so they don't get smashed, more or less. So we'll just sit here and we'll just tank them. There's like us DBM will yell at you. It'll be fine. He'll do like a headbutt rush. What is that called? I already forget what it is. I hate this stupid place.
He'll have an arrow, so we'll see it.
Yeah, so one of us will get that, and we just want to position ourselves at the pillar so he runs into it and crashes into the pillar. Once he crashes into the pillar, then it's kind of like a free-for-all DPS. We do want to blow Lust, or Hero for those of you Alliance. We do want to blow that right as he's running at the pillar. It's probably the best use of time. That's really it. That's honestly it. And then he'll go to the middle and he'll kind of hang out here, and then he'll run around and shoot like the kind of clear bluish looking circles out, and we just play dodgeball and don't stand in blood at the end.
Isn't the charging headbutt things, isn't that Sludge Fist, not Shriekwing?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, you're probably right.
It is.
It
Okay,
is.
yeah.
Okay, we're all,
We're-
yeah.
We're not breaking
Sorry.
pillars on this one. When we come back to this room
so
later.
confused.
When
Yeah,
he
sorry.
screams,
It's
get
been a
behind,
long
get
few
a-
days.
When he screams, break his LOS.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll yell at y'all to break it. But just hang out here and we'll just taunt him.
Just gonna be a lot of screaming.
If you die, I can probably solo tank this. It's not. He doesn't hurt. He's not scary. Do you want me to pull him first?
Yeah, we can. We can do that.
They go touch the nipple.
Taunt boss. 3, 2, 1. Shockwave. Help soak.
Okay, soak that affix.
Defensive. Three, 2, 1.
Get ready to LOS.
Taunt boss. Find shelter.
Alright, LOS.
Three, 2, 1.
Are we able to stay in the same spot between the LOSs?
Yeah. Okay.
Taunt boss. Shockwave. Help
You just
soak.
always want to keep him near one, just because it's easier for your melee and they're not having to, like, run around out of Zimbabwe. Do we have anybody that can
3,
just run?
2. Taunt boss.
It just helps anybody that wants to, like, roar or something for your future stuff when y'all do this on heroic. Just
Find shelter.
LOS.
Oh, jeez.
3, 2, 1.
All
Stay
right.
behind the pillars.
And dodge the little blue swirlies that are going to be everywhere.
Phase change.
Or wait, there's that not yet.
You don't have to be, like, hugging, like, up on the pillar if you
Find
want to jump
shelter.
in, as long as you're still LOS of the boss.
Find shelter.
Nice.
Find shelter.
Yeah, 'cause he does some BS like that.
Good job, everyone.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Defensive. 3,
You can probably
2,
rest now.
1.
Right.
Oh, y'all already lost it. Damn.
Shockwave. Help soak.
Stop that.
It's been a long
Taunt boss.
My brain melted after trying
3,
to process Kara
2,
this week.
1.
Yeah, I feel that.
Taunt boss. Find shelter. Three, 2, 1. Defensive. Shockwave. Help soak.
Is the creation the affects?
Three, 2. Taunt boss. 1.
Shriek soon?
Find shelter. Three, 2,
That was Tango
1.
Dagger. Ooh.
Phase change.
Good job, Huggies.
We're gonna go to the hard left here and avoid this pack on the stairs. So please dismiss your pets if you have them.
Looks like we got him. Alright, so this trash is more fun than the boss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the boss?
No, no, I like the boss. The boss wasn't bad.
I think that was the smoothest I've seen a raid boss go in a while in a pug group.
Oh, now you jinxed it.
Yep. Well,
Mass chaos from here on now.
Laz, are you comfortable moving around first time tanking, or you just have better mobility than I do?
yeah, that's fine. You want me on the dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Paladin doesn't have mobility?
Got that potato speed.
Crusader aura.
That's right. Just pop that on. Come on.
Oh, wait, I got loot back here.
This thing's locked, and the only key is roleplay.
All right. So TLDR on the dogs. First one stacks with the boss. Second one is across the room, so we have time to kill the shadowy things, right? And then the third one, is that a stack again?
Not really, but you don't tank him far away. I'm gonna put down a couple markers and just kind of show you what I did last night and see if you agree to do it that way.
Oh, he's the one that does the ground effects, right? So we just kind of slow kite, move around the room with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
You don't really need a lot of crowd control at all on this one because it's normal, but stuff to think about for the future in heroic. You'll need to assign the crowd control duties.
Yeah, duties.
Okay, so yes, we can reset, by the way. Let me just put markers down. More or less, like, we'll start over at orange, and then when it goes into phase 2, because DPM will scream it in our ears, I'll drag him over to purple, and then you just kind of keep the dogs off of him. But when it comes to the third dog, you can tank him over to the left of me. Not on top of each other, but you can kind of tank him near where there's still a little bit of cleave possibilities for our range people. So I'm going to reset, so if y'all want to step out.
Okay, we have someone offline. Rictus.
Yeah, we lost 2.
All right. So real quick rundown for the not tank parts of this. First dog, cleave like crazy, but focus the dog. Priority. But cleave is good. Second one, there'll be some shadows that pop up. We just kill the shadows. On higher difficulties, what you heard us talking about was the CCing of the shadows. They take more damage after they've been CC'd. But with it being normal, we can just kill them. And then third dog, going to be some ground effects. Don't stand in puddles, essentially is what it comes down to. And other than that, this fight should be pretty smooth. We hope.
Yeah, run your, if you have an arrow, run it to the outside of the room on the third dog.
Do you all understand this particular affix, by the way? Because I think this is the emitter pillar one that has like the long cast time, right?
I do not know. I don't know about the FX like at all. That wasn't here last time I ran it.
Okay. So the best way to explain it, because this one is, it's the reconfiguration emitter. So it looks like a little like floating pillar lantern looking thing. It spawns fairly close around the boss itself. At least that's what I noticed last night. But basically it just reading it from Wowhead, it manifests an attackable enemy which you continuously cast. What you want to do is you want to successfully interrupt the emitter. that's ultimately what you want to do, but you don't want to do it too fast. You want to just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, we didn't bust it down right away. Like, we probably gave it about a good 30 seconds before we finally hit it and broke it open. But it does do a little bit of cosmic damage to people. It does give, like when the, here, let me just post this in chat for y'all.
Okay, so let it cook a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to like break it and interrupt it right away.
Okay.
They're
Cool.
saying like probably about like 20 to 30 seconds, then you can interrupt it and bust it down.
All right. We don't have a warlock, do we? Does anybody want to head out to the stone with me? We'll get Taki in.
You might have to die at the top of the stairs, by the way.
That pack ended up pulling.
I was right there, and I forgot that I'm the wrong covenant. Might be.
Did you not want to bring your mage?
Nah, I don't really care about gear right now.
He said he just wants to blow up the meters.
That's right.
Bring the big boy in.
Never mind that last night when we ran this, he had like multiple kills that he was at 100 for his parses. Never mind. So I don't know where we can go up from here.
There's always room to improve if you try
There you
hard
go.
enough.
See? Miles understands. Repetition. That's what I'm all about.
He's just here to set the bar higher for other hunters.
We have 5 hunters. I could bring my warrior.
It looks like he's going to be the only
On
marksman
second
hunter
thought.
here.
Oh no, we do have a warrior. Okay. Never mind. Give me just a sec. Sorry.
All right. You got the summon, though? You're just sitting on it? While you're getting things adjusted? Maybe?
Good.
Sorry, I was muted. Yes.
Okay.
My bad. My bad.
They're getting pissed off. Answer me, dick.
So here, motherfucker.
Oh, wait.
Come into my raid. Take your goddamn time. I'm here. Sorry.
All right. And Chimera, top of the list, find me a warlock. I don't like
I'm
running
on it.
back.
I'll say shit that brings back memories.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up with 7 warlocks in 2 weeks.
Or something like that.
Did y'all try to advertise on the Thrall forums yet?
Did you hit that one?
I'm on Blizzard forums and Reddit.
Oh, okay, I'll link you the server forums. They're not terribly active, but Thralls is pretty poppin'. It's, I'd say you'd probably be good at finding some people who are just kind of making new posts, trying to find new homes there. That's been pretty active for that lately.
Yeah, who knows what the hell you're gonna get from Reddit.
We still have someone offline. I don't know if you want to kick them or what.
Yeah, that mage has been offline for a minute now.
Yeah, we'll remove them. We'll just run with what we got for now. Taki's DPS will carry us.
All right.
All right, time to do absolutely nothing.
He's just gonna die in the first 10 seconds.
I see it.
We didn't have a swap mechanic that we have to worry about, did we?
No, but DBM will yell at us to taunt, but honestly, last night, me and my other tank, we didn't taunt because the dog died so fucking quickly, so whatevs.
Okay. That's a good
You want me,
strategy.
you want me to B-res the healer?
Yes. Please.
Yes.
We have someone handling the shade already.
Stack high.
Don't worry about the taunt.
We actually have to soak this. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought we soaked that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that was
Stack
unfortunately a
high.
misunderstanding. I think on two people's parts. It's been a minute.
Oh yeah.
So those
Alright,
need to
we're
be
gonna be
soaked by
doggone.
like 3 or 4 people. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. I would say
Stack
probably
high.
3 or 4. It did about 78,000. So
Alright, I'm moving him to purple.
Phase 2.
Everybody should be on Altimore, not the dog.
Defensive.
What's up?
I do mean ranged as well.
Should be on add.
Baltimore the hunter.
Dog's not priority.
You can CC him until he gets more stack, because he gets more damage later.
Defensive.
Healers on the big ghost ad.
Has the emitter popped? I think it did already, right?
Defensive.
Drag. Oh, okay, we need to kill one of the two shade.
I think we waited too long to switch to the shade there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Did
we
that emitter make sense for y'all? The little affix?
Yes.
Okay.
It did to me. I mean, I don't speak for the group, but
I mean, it seemed to go down, so.
and we take out a phase 1. We stack for the red arrow. We're gonna soak that as a group. And then phase 2, we got to switch to the shade of the puppy just a tad sooner. Is it when it starts doing the AoE that we need to switch to it?
I think you can switch to it a little bit sooner than that, but more or less about that time.
Ideally, you wanna get it to about like 8 stacks or so, so it just takes more damage, which we were right about there. The problem with the shade was that I don't know. Yeah, it was getting broken out of CC the whole time, which is not ideal. I don't know if it was your Brewmaster stuff, just kind of knocking it out of
Yeah, that could have been me.
its trap.
Okay.
So just try to drag Barghast away from
Okay.
the trap, pretty much. We don't have a DK, so it's going to be kind of a range priority to switch to the shade and nuke it as soon as we can. Unless we also want to have melee rotate.
Laz, I didn't even ask how you felt about those bites, but they didn't look like they were hurting you too much.
I don't think they
Screaming
were a
at us
problem.
to taunt. You seemed like you were fine. Is Margor locked in?
Taunt boss.
Range stack.
Okay, I'm gonna try to move him a
Taunt
moment.
boss.
I'm gonna get ready to not break the frost traps.
Phase 2.
Moving him.
Defensive.
Rip soul up, healers heal it.
The emitter is like behind me near the gates.
First shade is up. We just keep it CC'd for now. Once it's got a couple stacks, we'll kill it.
Defensive.
Alright, the shade's at 15 stacks. We
Yeah,
good to-
now it's probably good.
Okay. We can go
Push
ahead
the
and
shade.
focus on the shade.
Try to stun it. Do you have anything?
Defensive.
It's going to do another shade, so rotate back to ultimate.
And healers on the soul. New shade is up.
Got
It sits in the trap for a little
got it,
bit.
we got it.
Good
Yep.
job. Looking good, everybody.
Defensive.
Rip soul is up. And shade is at 15 stacks. Let's go ahead and take care of the shade. Might be able just to kill the other
You
dog.
want to stun it? You want to stun it?
Oh, looks like everybody went over. The other dog's out. Dog's on healer.
Take your circles to walls. Can we get those two stacked a little bit tighter?
Yeah. Emitter's right next to me. Just come in a little bit. Yeah. We haven't lusted yet.
Something about it.
Doesn't homie get a damage increase when his dogs are dead?
It really matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my go. Tuning for normal, it's pretty forgiving from what we saw. Although it may have changed. That was
Phase
yesterday.
4.
No, it's definitely like it was last night.
Good job, everybody.
Way to go.
Yeah, good job.
My damage wasn't too far off from you.
Good job. See, he was cheating though, because he had that ranged attack, and The dogs were split for a while, so
Yeah, yesterday one of our tanks ended up dragging Barghast back, but I got like a ton of more cleave up time. So good. So good.
He's calling you bad.
I was told to keep them separated. I don't know.
I was gonna say it wasn't me. I was doing exactly what I was doing just right now.
So for future tuning, I can separate them when the shade is going to come out, but stack them in between that period so we can cleave more.
It's actually Rip Souls you have to worry about for the most part. Because Rip Souls getting close is yeah.
Okay, copy that.
Oh, it's a spicy tunnel.
Very spicy tunnel.
Just making sure you're awake over there.
They did. Oh, no. It's very weird. I don't have Divine Toll, so I feel like I can't pull as fast as I usually do.
Alright, what's our overview of this next one?
Well, for us, it's super easy. You and I will just kind of tank him. Just kind of tank him where he is. He'll have a mechanic that will need a taunt swap. DBM will yell at you. He'll do like a big AoE blue pool that we need to run and get out of. Because he's so fucking huge. You can get out of it. I'll use my stupid paladin thing. But if a druid feels nice and wants to roar, I won't object either. But basically, if we're going to take him up over there, once he does the big blue circle, we want to have the entire group run all the way back here. And we want to pop healing cooldowns. We don't have a DK, but, this is where you want to kind of keep your personals. The damage was okay. It's just damage, so... I don't know what the DPS does. I don't pay attention. I don't think there was really anything for DPS, right? Don't get hit by dumb shit.
Some
Yeah, the
lines
pools
that you have
not
to
die.
dodge.
Yeah, there's a mechanic where you're gonna get a light blue swirly around you, like not on the ground, but around you as a player. You want people stacking those so that that person can get healed. At some point, we're gonna get a larger, darker blue circle around us, and we need to run and take that to walls. But I don't think there's really orbs that spawn on normal. We just kind of ran to walls, or just separated at least.
I think the idea is that you want to be loosely stacked, because if you do get targeted with things that you need to run towards the wall for DPS specific, you don't want to be in a position where you drop that on everybody you're stacked with.
All right.
Oh, what's the affix for this one? Do you remember, Toggy?
Yes, Proform Barrier. I think this is the one where we just kill an ad, and you can also heal another ad. It just puts a barrier on the boss, and when we break it, we get like a shit ton of secondary stats.
Yes. More or less.
It's just an extra
it
ad
grants
we
up to 25% damage, 20% healing, and absorb for like 40 seconds, 60 seconds, something like that.
Alright. Heal shit, heal shit.
For heroic, we were gonna be tanking it over here at the stairs, just for reference if you thinking about that for future.
Okay.
But where he is now
3,
is perfectly fine.
2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Taunt boss.
Three, two, one.
Taunt boss. Taunt boss.
You might have pulled back off of me, yeah.
I
3,
forget.
2,
You're
1.
having what my bear was having problems with.
2, 1.
Baby monk. You gotta take it easy.
Taunt boss. Spread.
That's the one you want to spread.
Loose spread.
Yeah, you and I just gotta stand here.
3, 2.
Yeah, the blue one around
1.
star, circle, and diamond.
Defensive.
You guys want to stack into the party a little bit because you're slowly getting not here.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Taunt boss.
Three, 2, 1.
Defensive. Spread. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
I think the ad's behind you.
Taunt boss.
Yeah, healing ad's behind you.
Taunt boss. Run.
Sorry about that.
3,
Square?
This is
2,
square.
1.
Mm-hmm. Run to square and stat.
3,
Great.
Two.
Warlock
Here.
gate.
1.
You know what?
Taunt boss.
Alright, we're just gonna walk him back.
3, 2, 1.
Defensive. 3, 2, 1.
Just a little bit more. There we go.
3, 2, 1.
Taunt boss. Spread.
There's another ad.
3, 2, 1.
Switch tank. 3, 2, 1. Taunt boss.
Three, 2, 1.
This might be
Taunt
difficult for
boss.
us, 'cause we don't have to run yet.
3, 2,
3,
1.
2. Defensive. Spread.
3, 2, 1.
Taunt boss. Three, 2, 1. Run.
Back to square. If you got any personals, make it easy.
3, 2, 1.
Defensive. Three,
3, 2, 1.
Taunt boss.
Three, 2, 1.
Defensive. Spread. 3,
Looking good, everybody.
2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Taunt boss.
Yeah, we like that.
This boss for tanking, he's not terribly difficult. We're just gonna do a taunt swap on the main boss. Whatever or whatever tank is not holding the boss, there's gonna be like a big red void ad that kind of like spawns. I don't want to say spawns at the red pillars because sometimes he's on the platform where the boss is, but whatever, you'll see like a big red ad, and we just want to switch to it. Whoever's not holding the boss, and that becomes a priority as well for DPS.
Okay. And outside of that, it's just keeping the 4 containers at the front of the room at reasonable levels. Perfect.
I don't recall if there's anything else DPS does here. I don't think so. It's pretty
So,
straightforward.
a couple things. You've already seen the vials getting thrown, like the little empty circles. Someone needs to stand in them. We did a really good job. So, I think that's the circle the ad is going to come out of, if I'm not mistaken, that big one. We got orbs back there. Right now, I'm selected, and I think it's we just need to line it up. There you go. Easy peasy.
Kind of like the streets boss with the stars.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Probably the best way to explain it.
Gained it.
Okay, easy enough.
So we got an ad.
That's kind of what the ad looks like on the boss. He's actually a little bit taller than that. So that's more or less what he looks like.
So that was small boy. We'll be tanking big boy during the fight.
We could probably luster off the bat here, to be honest, since everybody will have their cooldowns and all that stuff.
Taunt boss.
Seven sparks.
Oh, we didn't explain those, huh?
We already saw this.
Oh,
This is
okay.
on first
Sure.
boss. Yeah.
Taunt boss.
We've seen emitter, the one from previous, and creation.
Do we need to drain that first tank?
Four, 3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
There's the ad. Should be coming soon anyways.
Help soak.
There's the soap.
Soak sparks.
There's the app.
Taunt boss.
Adds up. Can it be stacked with the boss?
He's kind of a dick
He
to
doesn't.
move.
Taunt boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can.
We'll
inch
stay
him
here with him.
Let's learn that real quick.
He can just live there. That's fine. All right. We need to drain that second.
Taunt
one.
boss.
She's using it right now.
Oh, okay. Just kidding.
Help soak.
Sparks
the
up.
creation
Taunt
all the way
boss.
back there.
Do you guys want to preemptively drain these on the left side of the room?
Taunt boss. 3, 2, 1. Taunt boss.
Big boys up again.
Taunt boss.
Because he's stubborn.
Help soak. Taunt boss.
Can you taunt him? Yeah.
I think I
Yeah,
did.
9 stacks of that. Damn. Starting to get spicy.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It reminds me of like Anduin when I took like what, almost 40 to 70 stacks or whatever it was. Anyways, it got spicy.
Big boys coming up.
Help soak.
You don't want it to be boring.
No, not at all.
Well, you told me on that first boss, if I just died, you could solo tank it. I thought that was like
Taunt
the
boss.
whole run.
Yeah. I feel bad. You like, yeah. This was the experience. Right
Taunt
with
boss.
my bear the other week when we were just doing normals. I could not keep it off my other tank buddy. I was having to like use convoke so I could have adequate enough threat.
I think it has to do with just the misdirects. I saw one of those
Help
misdirects
soak.
go out at like the
4,
start of the fight, so I was
3,
living on that.
2, 1.
That would be nice.
Final hit 100.
Yeah, we did drain it.
Taunt boss.
Might be able to save this.
I think so.
Sorry about that.
Taunt boss.
Anybody up?
Help soak.
We do have
4,
one res if you just want to
3,
pick somebody. A second one's
2,
coming up too. If you
1.
wanna get ready to pick somebody else in another 3 seconds.
Take that off you. Oh well, hell, you got bubble. I should have left that on you.
Big boys coming out here. They'll be stacked. I'll lay it.
Just not the boss, obviously.
Yeah. Just kill boss. Less than 1%. Execute harder.
Help soak.
Respawn?
He will. They're just
There he
pain in the
is.
ass.
All right, it has been past my bedtime. Thank you all for the invite. I couldn't have done it without you. And good luck, everybody.
Thank you
Bye.
for coming. Who is that?
You're a warrior.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like a DPS.
It's funny because I just looked at someone's guild in here, and it's past my bedtime.
Be right back.
Was it him? That'd be
No.
funny. That'd be good. All right.
It's not. That's what I thought at first. Like I saw the guild name, and then like he immediately said that, and I was like, "Whoa, was that him?"
Well, we have 2 DPS spots, and we're back here at the front, so I'll jump out and summon somebody if we can find somebody real quick.
Let me ask in my guild.
Yeah, we can take that.
Go out and help summon.
Is there a healer here? No, let's go to trash.
I'm here.
Yeah, there's at least 2 of us.
Yeah, I won't go too crazy in here. Because these do hurt.
Sounds like Taki and I picked the right time to go to the stone.
Time to kick back.
Do you have anybody in the guild that was interested?
I just asked. I can put it in the Discord too. Hang on. Or Taki can. I'm tanking.
I suppose.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, this has definitely been interesting so far. I did Nathria originally. I did it on a druid. This is first foray into monk healing, and it's interesting.
You like it?
I do enjoy the playstyle. The playstyle is very fast paced, I guess, compared to other healers.
I liked when I had the bubble on me.
Yeah, that bubble's really cool. Revival is honestly one of the best moves I think I've seen Blizzard create in a while for a healer. It's just Mass Dispel with a heal attached to it, which is pretty nice.
And no cast time.
That too.
And can trigger your mastery, of course. Seems good.
Laz, are you trying to stay a full-time tank, or is this just in between and you go back to playing a healer?
I'm probably going to stay tank. I mean, unless we happen to, like, recruit somebody that is, like, really gung-ho about tanking and takes my spot, in which case I'm flexible, but...
Pops is a tank.
Pops is a tank.
But he said he wasn't geared enough yet.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, the delivery guy always delivers it to the wrong address, so I have to run and get it.
Oh no.
That is a bad problem.
Well, my place is 7W, and he can't determine between 7W and 7 East.
Huh.
That's not even close.
7 West.
I was
At
gonna
least
say,
get the
yeah,
number
we've got,
right.
like 7M. He's just walking in on his hands.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I do DoorDash, I have to meet them outside because they just can't figure out their way around this place.
Doesn't look like anyone's biting.
I figured. I went ahead and listed us. Cool. Nobody seems to really want to bite there either, but... Hey, at least we're getting out of trash.
Ooh, a BOE.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
BOE.
dang it, we should have been inside.
Should have been inside, dude. It's a mistake. Can't believe you've done this to me. My 10K is gone. Which is probably what they're going to be worth in 2 weeks.
Dag nabbit. Bet 10K.
Dag nabbit.
That's what happens when you skip trash, guys.
No good deed goes unrewarded. Or unpunished, rather.
To be fair, I had a warlock. Till about 2 days ago.
Well, I need you to start recruiting another one. Then we could get BOEs and bring the summoning stone to us.
I kind of like it. I got the BOEs, so less competition.
Now I'm even more sad.
Oh no, not my car's extended warranty.
Oh my goodness. It's too much trash. I hate blizzard raids.
Yeah, just let me know when you're done with trash so I can pick up this last person.
I mean, we're about to be done.
No, I'm just kidding. Doesn't seem like anybody really interested right now. I got a healer in the waiting wings, but DPS doesn't seem to want to come join. If you guys clear trash before anybody does hit the button, we'll just go with what we've got. And DPS doesn't seem to be an issue.
Tuggy, am I going the right way? We're gonna go
I don't know.
up, right?
Yeah, you go up, I think.
Yeah, and then we go back down. Yep, fucking Google map for this place.
You guys raid Thursdays and Fridays, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I am stunned.
Turns out those orbs hurt.
Ooh, a PoE.
Is that a second?
What?
That's
What?
a second of the same ring.
Huh. Alright, Taki, I think we're done at the stone. They seem to be handing out
So-
10K inside.
This sucks.
Found somebody. We got a warm body. Look at that. He didn't even need summoning.
Even better.
Did we list on the poll for this one? For our group?
What boss is this? Sun King?
Sun King.
We can. I think that's the biggest concentration of ads. I think we'll be okay with the DPS we have, honestly.
Alright.
Here's our little druid friend. I don't want him to get lost.
There's not a lot for me and you to do tank-wise on this, other than just pick up ads. It'll yell, the DBM will yell at us for something, but none of this hurts, so
See,
it's not life-threatening.
you say that, and then you'll be yelling at me like, I got 12 stacks. Can you do something?
Oh yeah, because I'm a yeller.
I don't know. That last fight, you're like, it's getting spicy over here. Solo taking this.
I had like
Might be.
9 stacks of that debuff. I was like, oh shit, this is starting to almost one-shot me.
I don't know if our druid's coming in.
What's our friend doing?
Oh, there they are.
Hey. Also, kitty cat. Oh, we got 2 kitty cat.
Yetis.
Well, well, well.
Oh my gosh, everyone's haste.
So, which boss are you standing in front of?
Sun Kings.
The Sun King.
Sun King. Perfect.
Hey, we have a holy priest friend that wants to come, if you're cool with that.
Yeah, should be fun.
Might want it to just choose us anyways.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I don't think we're reaching any issues with adding people in.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'd rather have a +1 than not need to like stress test, I guess. I don't know.
He's a good man. Plus,
Yeah.
this is a healer fight.
No pressure, healers. I got lay on hands, I'll help.
There it
Well, I'm
is.
just a disappointment.
Same.
Bro, me too.
Were you able to get him invited?
He's hopping on.
Cool.
Said to give him 3 minutes.
3 minutes? What?
3 whole minutes.
Got
Well-
a Lotus calculator to get on.
We'll do this then. Because a couple minutes for him to log in and then us to make it up the stairs to where you guys are from the stone. Go ahead and take 5. Tyler, you want to set up a timer? Do a quick break here. We're about halfway through the night anyway, so it kind of works out nice. Actually, we're like exactly.
Yeah, how long do you
halfway.
want to do?
Let's do a 5-minute. Everybody can get up, get a drink, stretch your legs, bathroom, whatever you need to do. And that gives us time to get up there from the stone.
Sounds good. Be right back.
You're so fast.
I just woke up.
Weird.
Good morning.
Yeah.
So that means that we can run like 6 mythics tonight, right? Power through
Sure.
15 Kara.
There's not enough alcohol in the world to get me to do lower 15.
We're at the Sun King. I don't know if I said that before.
Okay. No, but I'm on my way if you don't got it. Yeah, if you don't have a lock.
No.
We're working on
But-
the warlock. I promise.
They'll summon you though.
Alright, awesome.
Maybe the warlocks went into hiding after what was it, Destro or whatever that got nerfed into the ground.
Taki, you steered us wrong.
Trying to figure out what you guys are trying to do. I'm like, okay.
I trusted you while I was eating my sandwich.
I'm eating too.
Mistakes
Why
were
trust
made.
me?
I'm
What I
scared of
came back
combat.
to.
Why'd you try to help me? Why,
I had you on follow
oh,
while I was eating my sandwich, and you ran us right into them.
I'm coming back. You're still alive.
Round 2.
Oh, I forgot there's mirrors in here. Why am I doing all this?
Why indeed, detective?
I don't know where the mirrors go. I'm not touching them.
Been so long since I've been in here. You know what I like most about this fight? The healers get the power infusion.
God damn it.
Makes it the best fight in the game.
Man, look at all these corridors that trash could have been in. But there was a lot of BOEs.
No, none.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
I'm here.
Hey, did you give any of those BOEs away? I might buy one off you for my bear.
Don't follow me.
Buy one off me.
Yeah. They're in a little bear
5,
tank.
4,
I
3,
think her rings are trash, I
2,
don't remember.
1.
Isn't 278 gear basically just mythic 0 at this point?
Yeah, but I think I got 236 rings. Nope, I lied. I don't know what the hell I have. I know one of my rings is a legendary. That's probably my saving grace. Okay, ready check to see who's back.
What do I have assist?
Yes.
I gave it to you while you were looking in your guild for persons.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, dude. Need to drop a feast. 2 people.
Yeah. If you need to reflash, now's the time. Check your soleils. Are you giving mastery on your priest?
I give master.
I'm a bunch of things.
Your versatility right now.
I think so, yeah. Because this character's been geared just however. Somehow I have like 21% versatility. I don't know how, but it kind of worked out like that.
Ready for 20s, dude. Ready for 20s.
Yeah, mine is verse.
Okay, looks like everyone's back. I mean, there is some mechanics to this. Obviously the ads are around the room, so the tank job is just to pick up the ads. There'll be like a version of Kel'Thas show up on the floor, and we want to blow DPS on him. He doesn't happen very often, but he shows up in intervals. Obviously the objective is to heal Kel'Thas. These little pillars that are at the front of the room, if you can see, they're clickable. Basically when you touch it, it leeches your health and saps it into Kel'Thas up there. Sanak, I don't remember because I think Grak was calling out who was going up there, but I don't know if there's any particular order or if we want to set an order. But we don't want everyone running up there and touching it, and not everyone needs to run up there and touch it, if that makes sense.
It's normal, right? Yeah, I don't think it should matter too heavily.
And we've also got the extra healer to pick up the slack.
Who's your big healer?
Chimera.
He's getting the Chimera. All right, you're getting my PI. Congrats.
Woo!
All right.
I feel honored.
And I'll also pop Guardian on Kel'Thas shortly after we pull.
All right. Well, this fight will take like 30 seconds between Shaman Mastery and that. We should be good. All right. Everybody else, we just kill ads.
He'll throw some fire bullshit on the floor. It's like the you've done Gambit. It's like those pools of fire. We'll just try to take them out of it as best as possible. Just don't be caught on one side and too far from things. most of the ads, by the way, last kind of sort of summon like the big ones in the middle of the room. Where that little frost in between is ahead of us. But they also spawn on the sides as well.
Okay.
Do you want less at the start too?
Yeah, may as well, since we're popping those healing cooldowns.
Okay.
And that's where our
Ready, check,
focus is. All right. You guys got a homie healed yet?
Any interrupts on the ad is also very useful and helpful.
Do we do anything with this lantern that's like here?
On heroic, you're gonna want to assign people, but this is normal, so
Okay.
not really. That's what you go and you cast, and it'll channel your life into the Sun King.
So it acts the same as the pillars up front?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I misunderstood you. Might be.
That's fine.
There's some essence
Big
funds
ad.
to heal up.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm so sorry. I thought you were talking about the pillars up front. There's a
Taunt
big-
boss. Watch your feet.
Oh, yeah, that
Shockwave.
The bird?
There's that circle that comes out. Yeah.
Taunt boss.
It's a circle that gets put on somebody. It has to be soaked. No, this has to be killed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what we just like ate. There.
Shockwave.
Okay, he's going back in. There's the ads, the soul infusers from the pillar.
I'll tell those ads before I get to the. Yep.
Yeah, got a buff that. Yeah. And the buff stacks, so if you keep
Taunt
it,
boss.
you'll be good times.
Taunt boss.
There's a healing barrier that's on the far side of the room behind me.
Taunt boss. Taunt boss.
I know we
Taunt
said this down
boss.
here, but I don't think I touch your aggro generation.
No.
Taunt boss.
I got 8 stacks of that thing, but it'll be okay, because I think we're going to transition in a minute.
Taunt boss. Taunt boss.
Okay, yeah.
We got another barrier up.
I'm popping Ashen. My sack's dropped, finally.
Big Ad.
Shade.
Phoenix is out.
Alright, so we need to stack up for this.
Watch your feet.
Okay, I see it now. Sorry.
Yeah, otherwise you'll get just completely like wrecked by it. Especially
Shockwave. Taunt boss.
Yeah, so now we get a stack up.
Stack?
There we go. Yep.
That
That's-
looks nice. Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
That, yeah, that
I was
way we're
missing it
not-
that first couple. Good job, everybody. Sorry for those few of you that got kicked while we were figuring that out. But if you did get cooked, the feast is up.
Not down yet, right? We do Nari first.
Oh.
Zymox, whatever his name is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not to the basement. Down this hallway with all the trash so we can get more BOEs, right?
What BOEs? Don't we have to go summon someone?
Yeah, that's. What are you talking about?
Oh, were we fighting this?
Were we fighting this?
Oh, looks like we are now.
Listen, I'm on autopilot.
What are we fighting? Oh.
I pulled that hallway of ads.
I don't think there's many of us over here.
Okay.
Okay, we're fine. It's like we're not fine.
I mean,
Killed my healer.
no, I just transformed to my ultimate form.
Yeah, I've seen Digimon. He did a thing. He's just over there doing cool stuff.
See, now I'm just sleeping because I'm tired after transforming. So how y'all doing this fine evening?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Excellent. I got home from work and immediately died. The usual.
I took the half day off, but like I didn't take it off in time, so I was like an hour late to when I had scheduled I wanted to be off. Gently annoyed, but it's okay.
They fixed quaking in the last boss of Iron Dock.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so you can't get like all dragged together. So if you phase it at the right time, you get all dragged together and then delete it by clicking.
Oh no.
That sounds miserable.
Yeah. Yeah, there's really nothing you can do about it because it's all on timers. Maybe like if you creatively like time exactly when to pull the boss, you can maybe avoid it a little bit, but
I'm gonna interrupt on that ad back there. Thank you.
I still don't see any lower Kara nerfs though, so.
I checked the forums. There was a good helping of bitching about that it needs to be done. I say bitching lightly. It's like really good criticism. No responses to it yet.
Yeah, I'm going to guess any heavy nerfs are probably going to come on Tuesday. I know Blizzard tends to really like not avoid doing too much if they can help it.
Didn't it take them a hot minute to tune Kajavesh there for a little bit?
Yeah,
It took them a few weeks. Hope that's not the case.
No, I think it'll be faster than that.
Everybody stay out. I'm just gonna reset them real quick.
They did nerf Maiden's Barrier, so at least that's a strict DPS check. That's a little less strict.
Thank you.
What was it, like orange there? Like here. Where was the other range marker at? Like out here? Yeah. So our job as a tank is fucking easy. We just want to stay around where Triangle is. And that's where we're gonna hold him for pretty much the entirety of the fight. We'll do a taunt swap mechanic. He'll put a bomb on one of us when we're not holding the boss. So we're just gonna run over to where he's standing to let the bomb go off. It doesn't do a lot of damage, so if people are around you, it's survivable, but you shouldn't be around the tanks if, you know, being smart. I don't know, Sinak and Taki, y'all can explain the range mechanic there.
I don't know what seeds do. Snack, do you?
So the seeds, the Zymox will spawn 4 seeds. We need to haul them over to the other side of the room, and then we can use the portal to get back to Zymox. If we don't move them, it does a bunch of damage to the raid and probably die. So we need like some people with some high mobility. One spawns where Zymox is at. One spawns where we're at. One spawns on the left side of the room, and then one spawns on the right side of the room. So we just need to move the 3 on our side of the room, the one on our side of the room, and then these 2 middle ones over to where Skull's at. And then, assuming that we're taking it, we'll be taking him on Circle.
No, we're taking him on Triangle.
Triangle, same difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just need to get it all to the other side of the room because they have a big radius on them. If they explode, we die. Or if they explode them without moving them, we die.
And the wormholes are being placed where markers are, correct?
Yep. That sounds right.
So if you
phase 1. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the wormholes is I think it's called Dimensional Tear. So if you get that, that's where you're gonna run over. So range, you'll go to the star one. Melee, you'll go to the orange one. I don't think I saw it get on DP like double melee before. So, but if it does, just one of y'all need to move to wherever you need to appropriately to drop the wormhole.
They're that close to each other?
So phase 1 is going to be Circle and Skull that needs portals. And phase 3, it's going to be circle and star.
Okay.
Phase 1 is the ghosts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Couple people in the group are going to get ghosts on them. Don't let them hit you. It's bad. Just take the portal. It'll take you from one side of the room to the other. The ghost will run between you. Yeah. Just manage it however you need to. Phase 2, Snack, can you explain seeds?
He just did.
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, just get the seeds over to Skull.
There you go.
People with just some high mobility.
On phase 3, something happens in the middle, starts vacuuming us all in. Ideally, our portals will be between circle and star. We want to pretty much get vacuumed into star, respawn over at circle, and then, it's a time thing, so hopefully you're good. Yeah.
You have to
Okay.
be
It does help.
running for like 8 seconds, I believe, away from the pull-in mechanic, the vacuum. Trying to remember what Weegor said, but I think it's about 8 seconds.
Okay.
Druids can pop roar as well. That helps.
Were you gonna try to replace, or do you want us to go ahead and pull?
Let's just pull.
I don't know if that message in our guild Discord is Xenos and Volt trying to come over here and help. We'll see.
Maybe.
They both have viable ults, so I can see it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Stay away from lines.
So we need to get that other one to Skull.
Taunt boss.
Okay, so yeah, you gotta play tag with these guys. By tag, I mean don't get tagged.
Stay away from lines.
Watch the blast.
Run out.
By the way, kill these motes and give them a big buff. For every mote that we kill, we get buffs.
Taunt boss.
Wanna taunt that?
Stay away from lines.
Back over here. Only one of them needs to go out there. Alright. Should be fine.
Phase 2.
We're gonna get a new set of portals here.
Are we?
I think. Or no, I think we have to deal with we have to deal with the first set of seeds like this.
No, we do. You said portal.
On fire.
Stay away from lines.
Good.
Good job.
Alright, and then we need to get
Run out.
all of these seeds over here. And then get out. And then be over here. Yeah, stay out of the blue. Alright, motes.
Oh,
Kill
mote.
motes. Motes. Use AoE, everything. Play into.
Taunt boss.
Taunt.
Stay away from lines.
New seeds.
By the way, like, yeah, whoever's grabbing that seed closest to us, you can take the portal to get.
Run out.
The chaotic essence near us.
Alright.
Stay away from lines.
Kill those.
Taunt boss. Phase 3.
Alright.
Good.
Alright, so now we're gonna switch to putting our portals on circle-ish and star-ish.
Yep, keep them
So
close.
come back. Yep. One of you goes to circle, triangle is fine. Just on that side of the room. Perfect.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Alright. Moat.
Run.
Moat.
There's the drag.
Keep moving.
But yeah. Don't.
Holy hell, I don't know what was boxer ding donging in my ear, but Jesus Christ.
It's the,
The weak
Stay
aura.
away from lines. Run out. Taunt boss. Run. Stay away from lines. Keep moving.
Actually, I chose a poor time to turn that on. My bad.
Probably want to readjust them a little bit last. Yeah, there you go. We haven't
Run
zeroed
out.
at all.
We don't need lust.
Stay away from
True.
lines.
It's just a crutch.
Run. Keep moving. Taunt boss.
A plus mechanic. No, it's okay. I clipped in the thing. Trying to get away with my bomb.
Good work.
You res everybody?
I thought you did.
I thought that was a mass res that went out.
Yeah, that's a res pending.
So we don't pull the whole room like we did the last time.
Hmm.
Oh.
What about
Very-
BOEs?
Very spicy pool. I mean, we survived, but you know.
What's hitting the really hard raid damage there?
The
Is that a-
volley from this Hawkeye. They're really annoying. And you can't interrupt them to bring them into range.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm dead.
You had like everything on you, and I had no aggro.
Oh goodness.
For this one, for tanking wise, I'll have you sit on Nicholas, and I'll hold the other two because Frida needs to stay interrupted. We killed Frida last, I believe, so. Yeah, I'll just give her something. If you want to hold Nicholas over there on triangle, but the kill order is Skull X and then Frida's last. So all DPS should be on Nicholas to start.
Did they fix her bug? Do you know?
Yes, so she won't obliterate the raid. Yes.
I was just making sure before we killed her last.
yes, they fixed her.
DPS, keep in mind, there's 3 targets. This is not a cleave fight. It's a single target fight. Other than the ads, obviously.
All right.
Do people know how to dance? I mean, everyone seemed to know the fights more or less.
Follow the spotlight or the little red circles. Go to the spotlight and then follow the circle.
For all the bosses, but I do know how to dance.
Okay, that's good. What do we want to do about our druid friend?
Yeah, let's just go without him. Alright.
You need like 1 minute. If you're wanting them booted out of the dungeon, it'll take a minute, so.
So skull to triangle, kill skull. One skull's dead. Do you share the other one, or do I just like look pretty?
You can grab one of them. I would say grab Stavos off of me because I've got more interrupt ability. I may need to call for an interrupt, so just someone in range, just be aware of that. But Paladins cheese it, so.
Works for me.
And And I'll just kind of keep them, like on the other side of triangle away from you, but I'll be fairly close. Avoid red shit on the ground.
Charging, move.
When you grab X, by the way, I'm sorry, how you have him tank for Nicholas is fine, but when you have X, you're gonna want a 180, because I fucked that up last night, so, because it's the way that he
Charging,
jumps and does
move.
the charge. You want him, like, his back kind of facing the walls. Yeah,
Okay.
did I just thread? I'm sorry.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Stack high.
Hanging
He's
out.
just that good.
What the hell?
Get your baby.
Special coming.
Baby.
She also
Sounds
just did
sad.
15k.
Alright. Get to the light.
Go right. Go
Forward.
forward. Go back.
Back. Left.
Left.
Yeah, we did it.
Charging, move.
So I think we were doing the emitter wrong last time.
I think so too.
One.
There's
and
the
so-
attendant. Kill the ad. DPS, kill the ad, the skull mark.
So we just need to
Charging,
make sure its energy
move.
bar is full. Like we don't have to like wait till like
Oh, okay.
28 second to interrupt it. We can interrupt it when we need to.
That's good to know.
Stack high.
Are you okay with
Charging,
the stacks, Laz?
move.
Yeah,
Fine.
seemed to be fun.
Yeah.
Stack high.
Adds up.
Charging, move. Stack high.
Emitter near me.
Alright, X is next.
Phase 2.
We res the hill.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get him up.
Charging, move.
We're gonna be transitioning to dance now.
Charging, move.
Walton 5.
Charging, move. Watch your step. Charging, move.
Good job, everyone.
Charging, move. Charging, move. Charging, move. Special coming.
Right. Back. Left. Right. Good job.
Charging, move. Charging, move.
I'm gonna bring her a little closer 'cause I'm gonna drop Ashen Hollow.
Charging. Move. Charging. Move.
He really likes this lunge attack thing, doesn't he?
Watch your
Can
step.
I get an interrupt? Oh, there goes Volley, sorry.
Charging. Move.
I have the next one.
Charging. Move.
Watch the dancers.
Charging. Move. Phase 3.
Mid or near us.
Spread.
Spread out. It was the soul spikes that was annihilating everyone, right? When she was broken? I think so.
Yeah, the move she just passed was the broken one.
Special coming.
Okay, another dance.
Oh, that's what that sounds like.
Forward.
Yeah, I heard that before.
Back.
Who plays with game audio on?
Back again. Forward. Did you guys know there were sounds other than DBM?
No. It's the first time I hear about it.
Spread.
Oh my god, I gotta fix that sound for the last boss, because that boxer ring dinging going off in my ear was an experience.
I appreciate the run, guys. Gals.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Later, Claw.
Hey, later, Bob. I'll catch you around.
How much time does your raid have left? Like 30, 40 minutes?
Yeah.
40.
Okay. Alright, so remember those mechanics I told you earlier? Now they apply. So we'll do the same thing like we did when we tanked the first boss. And then obviously crash him into it. There's gonna be like brown shit that gets put around the room, just DPS, and people don't stand in it. That's about it. Taki, can you call for the lust? Because the way I explained it was
Yeah.
lusted right before he hit the pillar, but as he's running to the pillar.
Yeah, that's basically it. We can also have all the range stack on me, so chains are a little bit easier to manage. Oh, I can do this myself. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a marker, I promise. Oh, you got it.
So ranged. This is a pretty annoying fight. I'm just going to call actions. We're going to get chained together, 2 people together. This size is probably going to happen to the 4 of us, but I probably want all of the range together so we bait the quote-unquote brown shit that falls from the ground. We're going to go stand over here. You guys are going to stick to star as best you can. Since we have a lot of melee, I don't know if you guys are going to get chained as well. Just, you know, stick to the boss, I guess. I'm not really sure how that's going to work out, but all the ranged and healer should be on star as best as we can. I'm going to call out directions. If I say left, you move left, outside of the swirly. Yada yada. We're doing this so that we don't break the chains and instantly kill both the people chained. It's kind of a mechanic that you can't avoid, unfortunately.
Sounds good.
Did you want me to ask for any more DPS, or did you want to go ahead and just pull?
I say let's just go ahead and go with what we've got, so we're not burning time trying to get people in. We haven't hit any kind of DPS checks along the way, and Claw was a healer.
Lost the healer, yeah. So.
It's gonna get kind of shitty for tanking positioning after this point because of the brown shit that's gonna be around. Just the key thing is that wherever we move him around the room, we just don't want him to hit the pillars.
Okay. Seems easy enough. Slow kite out of range of pillar.
Yeah. The way we did it is that we just hit the first front two, so we'll take the one closest to us, and then we hit the one where the range is, and then worked our way backwards. I don't even think we broke all the pillars. I think we just hit 2 and it was done. 2 or 3. It was a fast fight.
Even if it goes to all 4, we'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
As long as we don't, you know, go past. If you're ranged, come stack on star.
AOE incoming.
Is it just us 3?
Yeah, it's just 3 healers now.
There's 3 healers.
Watch your
I'm
step.
melee, so I kind of have to be in melee.
Oh.
Run.
Head out of the stomp.
Left. Left.
You see how big that ring was? Like, we barely killed the moats. Good job. Damn, they just blew up.
24%.
AOE incoming.
It's rookie numbers.
Run. 4,
I think we got
3,
56%.
2,
We're gonna go left again.
1.
Left again. Left.
Stay away from lines.
He's going to the first pillar.
Left.
AOE incoming.
We're gonna go forwards here.
We're gonna need to get away from this pillar. We need to... Sorry, melee, I have to readjust him.
Range, we're gonna go left.
Watch
Go
your
Sterling.
step. Run.
Moats.
Moats.
Left.
AOE incoming. Run. 4, 3, 2, 1.
He's gonna do his gaze. Can I get a roar?
Stay away from lines.
Try to get past this as best you can. Step on right.
Oh my gosh, I stood clutch. Okay. Laz, we'll readjust. We're gonna tank him on this side, and we'll hit the pillar that's closest to us.
Copy
On the
that.
second row.
AOE incoming.
Okay. See, people got pulls, but just heads up, we're gonna lose them here in a moment.
Alright, we need to take care of this.
Watch your step.
Forward. Okay. you guys don't die.
Run.
Moats.
Oh, there's fallen debris right here. I'm gonna need another roar.
AOE incoming.
He gave you one.
Not yet.
Boss would.
4.
Oh,
Run.
yes, quite.
2. 1. Stay away from lines.
Okay.
There's an essence behind the boss.
It's fine.
This boss is a chunky boy, huh?
AOE incoming.
Range, just try to go left as best you can so we don't crowd the melee.
Watch your step.
Stick together so we bait.
Run.
Stop.
You may want to back up a little bit so you don't get it.
AOE incoming.
As far as I can get now.
Good enough. Sorry, it's not.
Run. 4. 3. 2. 1. Stay away from lines.
Can I get a roar or something? No.
AOE incoming.
Sorry.
It's okay. We saw it once, we can do it again.
Too slow. Laz, now that you've kind of seen that as a tank, theoretically, because this is what me and my other tank were doing, is I just held the boss, and whenever the hateful gaze was coming up, because that's the debuff, where he's gonna run in pillars, he would be in position to get ready to taunt, and like he would pull that off me and already have the boss being positioned. I didn't watch how he was doing. He's a monk, so that's why I was
Just
like,
roll over,
yeah.
put a pillar between you and the boss. That's basically it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. I'll call for the taunt swap, and then yeah, I can handle obviously a couple too, but now that you've seen it, it's easier.
Yeah, it might be a little faster than you.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah, waiting on Divine Seed is no fun. No bueno.
Took my star last time.
AOE incoming. Watch your step. Run.
Is there help?
AOE incoming.
I'll take the first gaze.
Okay.
Run. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Gaze is happening.
Target you.
Hero?
You have to have him hit the pillar. Yeah.
I thought you
did
were taking the
taunt-
first case.
Did you taunt him?
No.
Huh. Okay, we need to wipe that because
AOE incoming.
that's weird. I had him the whole time, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I didn't taunt. This is the one time I crit and pull aggro off of you.
No, I just dropped Ashen Hollow. Listen, they were like, we fixed the dance boss, get fucked on Sledge Fest.
That's right.
Yeah, I just had full faith in you being on the other side of the pillar, which is why I called for hero there. My bad.
She was, in fairness, on the other side of the pillar.
Yeah, no, I didn't look at who had the boss is what I was saying. Nothing against you, Princess.
Oh no, sounds like fighting words.
No. I'm just used to the boss not hitting me, so I've never had to look at who he's hitting.
AOE incoming.
Yeah, I heard you. I'm on open mic, sorry.
Watch your step. Run.
Gross. It's like right on top of something.
AOE incoming. Run. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay away from lines.
Plus. Mara.
AOE incoming.
We're in a position to keep him over here, so that's what we'll do.
Sounds good.
Move her out.
Watch your step. Run.
There's gonna be a pool here.
Can we get one of those battle reses?
AOE incoming. Run. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here you have gaze. Oh, God, kite it over.
Target you.
I got it.
Yeah, that's the deal.
It did the thing where it targeted me again. I definitely didn't taunt, but I ended up with it.
I don't know.
He targets me as part of like his attack.
AOE
cycle or something.
incoming.
I guess one of the attacks that he does. If he casts gaze during that, maybe it puts it on me since I was targeted then.
Maybe he alternates who he gazes at, but I don't know. That shouldn't
Watch
have
your
happened.
step.
That didn't happen last night.
You got them all in the first pool too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Run.
They're small indie dev company.
Well, I'm not asleep anymore, so I'll at least try to pay more attention.
You don't.
AOE incoming.
We're okay.
4, run, 2, 1.
Yeah, he's on you now.
Stay away from lines.
Nice move from me. We'll pull him to the front of this room behind us by the gate.
AOE incoming.
Give y'all a little bit of room.
We're gonna go right here.
Watch your step. Run.
We get a battle res on that tank. So up in the woods.
Stay here and let's run right down the clock after.
AOE incoming.
Next stomp is coming up.
Run. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Gaze is next.
Stay away from lines. AOE incoming.
Chains, get out of here.
I'm about to have Ashen Hollow.
Watch your
over.
step. Run.
Oh, of course. Y'all don't have another battle res, right?
AOE incoming.
10 seconds.
Who's taking
Run. 4, 3, 2, 1. Target you.
So that DPS check that I've been saying we weren't close to hitting.
Yeah.
I think we hit with
Yeah.
3 DPS.
AOE incoming.
Yeah, I think we lost 3 DPS going to this boss.
Yeah. All right. Well, we only have 20 minutes of raid time left. I know we're right here at the stone. Does anybody happen to have any friends that want to come in and maybe see if we can get this down real quick?
I only have one friend, and he's in the raid with us.
Me too.
Let me see.
I feel bad pugging, like bringing in people that don't know who we are just to,
Yeah,
just
we
to
did
get, like,
lose
1 or 2
4
pulls.
DPS to chains during that too, though. I didn't even think about that. Because we lost 2 of the hunters like right at the start to a stomp, I think.
Okay.
Chains.
Yeah, we lost people early in that one.
Okay. Well, I mean, 2 people at the start before heroism on that first pillar probably accounts for the, what were we, 7-8% off?
Yeah, you had about 2 million left.
That's like 1 good proc. So no friends, family that want to come and join us?
No, everybody that we have online right now is in Iron Docks.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll do it again. We'll watch for those early deaths and get this thing down. Alright, looks like we're good to go. You want to do your... Oh, there it is.
AOE incoming. Watch your step.
Let's go left here, Hamlet. Well, I've said the...
Run.
Oh, I go now.
Moats are up. DPS is moats.
AOE incoming. Run. 4,
Pillars gonna be
3,
next.
2, 1. Stay away from lines.
Yeah, I don't know how your co-tank taunts for those pulls.
Yeah, I don't know.
Last.
I want to talk to him though, because I want to figure it out.
Canadian voodoo. He's French Canadian too.
AOE incoming.
I'm just gonna hold them over here.
Sounds good.
Watch your step.
Moats.
Of the stop.
Run.
Push back. Whenever he wants to roar.
AOE incoming.
Stomp his neck, and then we're gonna have the pillar.
Run. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay away from lines.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it's doing, but whatevs.
Like, you see me taunting him, right? Like, I'm over here, I'm taunting. I don't know. I don't have that
know.
French Canadian voodoo, as you call it.
We're gonna take him on this side for the rest of the DPS.
AOE incoming.
Can we go ahead and get that battle res up?
Watch your step. Run.
Battle res, druid.
AOE incoming.
Next stomp is coming.
Run. 4, 3, 2,
Pillar's next.
1. Target
Get
you.
over a little bit more here.
Ah, I finally got one. Moats are up in the back there, but this guy's stunned.
We'll take him up at the door again.
AOE incoming.
Let him push us back so we can get the last of people's circles.
Watch your step. Run.
Do y'all need more room back there?
We need to scoot forward just a little bit here.
AOE incoming.
Door. Stomp's coming next. Notes.
Run. 4, 3, 2, 1. Target you.
Think this raid hates me. I've gotten 2 belts.
Yeah, that's useful.
You know, and I'm nowhere close to revered since I changed characters like 2 weeks ago.
At least you haven't gotten 3 though.
I don't think the raid drops 3.
Yet.
Nope, there are 2 leather waists in this entire raid, and I got them both.
Well, at least you're consistent.
All right.
I don't know what this is gonna look like losing DPS.
Yeah,
but
being another DPS down, I'm a little concerned.
if you want to see the fight, we can, but we'll need to like pull the trash now and get the RP. Well, come on, buddy.
Yeah,
You
don't stand in the
probably
room.
have nothing.
Yeah, get out of the
Don't stand
room.
in
Out of. Yeah, I mean, unless you want to die.
That was a good room to get out of.
Cute.
Well, I'll go ahead and do a quick plug then. We'll be back in here tomorrow. Same good time, same bat time. 8 p.m. Eastern time until 11. So we'll take a look at the fight and kind of see what's up. And tomorrow we can come back in here and kill it. And hopefully the final as well. And maybe get started in Heroic. If you're enjoying playing with us, our raid times are that Thursday to Friday, 8 to 11 Eastern time. And we're currently looking for all positions.
That was really good. It sounded like a commercial almost.
Yeah, I think he's been rehearsing the whole time we've been raiding.
I just mute my mic, and that's why I missed that pillar that wiped the raid on the last one.
Friday.
The long story short of this boss is that, at least for us tanking, you and I are just gonna stay middle room as possible. The girl will be down first, guy comes down, just taunt swap as it goes around, but I just want to try to stay kind of center, more or less. I'll put a little marker for reference. DPS gets like some bullshit that they need to run to the side, like where the gates are. It's a DPS problem. That's what it comes down to. Our job is to literally stand around here and look cute and stand and dumb shit. So you may not always exactly be here, but you just want to be here enough-ish.
I'll go over the DPS mechanic real quick, as I understand them. Wicked Blade. It's going to happen throughout the fight. Kyle throws a Wicked Blade. I think 2 or 3 people, depending on the raid size. Just come stand over by X. Crystallize is a mechanic we want to stack for. It has 2 phases. The first phase stuns everyone in the circle. The second phase needs to be stacked or soaked. Just come stand over by circle. All the melee should be able to rotate pretty easily. Yeah, just try to not get caught by the first part. You'll have to see it. The circle changes. Yeah. Eruption is the third mechanic we need to watch out for. Somebody's going to get targeted with Eruption. That's what it's called, right? Eruption, Snack?
I believe so.
I believe so, too. Just stand over by Star and then start walking it to the outside of the room, along the outside of the room. I don't think we're going to make it with the group we have. We might, to where eruptions start mattering more, but basically the first eruption doesn't need to get soaked, but it leaves a circle on the ground that one person needs to stand in while the eruptions keep going. So like someone else is going to get targeted with eruption, get a circle around them, they come drop it near the other circle. But someone else who does not have a circle needs to come soak the previous eruption. You'll have to see it. It'll make sense when we see it. Yeah. That's all I got.
10 out of 10.
Thank you.
We'll leave you a review on Yelp. Wasn't quite Laz, but you know.
Which Laz?
This Laz. The
real
right
Laz.
It's because I wasn't practicing all right.
He actually had responsibilities tonight.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you had chains.
We might just want to list off the bat, honestly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to see if we can put a couple favors.
I think my favorite explanation is you don't have to be here, you just have to be here enough. And I'm always going
These
to
are
remember.
wicked blade. So everyone who has a red arrow, just
Help soak.
move on this side of the room, away from the group. Is really. This is crystallized. I'm gonna go to diamond since. Yeah. So get out of this. Well, yeah, no, soak this part. There you go.
Laz, usually our DPS that we're running it by the tank, so I was kind of standing in them, so...
Just don't get hit by the first part. It's really
Yeah.
important.
Okay.
Once you see it as like that brown gold circle, you can stand in it with them. That's usually what I was doing.
Okay.
Yep, doing good. Well done, Grom. Kill this ad. Forgot about that one.
Help soak.
Oh yeah, there's things to worry about. Crystallizing the back.
You might need to take something. Take a bath. Yeah, that works.
Oh man, being an extremely mobile healer with Creation Spark is fun.
Defensive.
Eventually, Bucko's supposed to come stand.
Knocking back.
There he is. There's Buckaroo. Obviously, switch targets. Call's taking very little damage. And is now.
Help soak.
I got far. Give a crystal. Don't stand the first part, stand the second part. That one. There you go. Well done, guys. Super smooth.
Taunt boss.
This is the eruption. It is on Shirella. Go stand near Star. That works. See that circle on the ground that got left behind? Someone, when I next call eruption,
Watch your
someone else
step.
needs to come sit in that circle. Only one person does. I have a spark on me.
Help soak.
So,
Yeah, avoid these mountains. Soak the eruption.
You want to try to get those fairly near melee if possible, just so melee can benefit from them.
First party crystallize.
Second
Second.
stack. Well done. Great job.
Eruption snack.
We have an eruption. I'm gonna go stand in the old one. Don't leave that. Okay. Yeah, it works.
Watch your step. Help soak.
I got the phone.
Can you taunt him?
They're about to boat land.
That's
So
fine.
we're gonna have an ad.
Defensive.
Switch to the ad.
Focus ad.
I need
Eruptions.
5 seconds to get shit off me. Got it.
Well done, Shirelia.
First party crystallize second. Good job, everybody.
Target you. Taunt boss. Help soak.
Eruptions are out. Well done to all of you.
Knocking back.
She's down.
And now we can DPS. This is normally when you can buff less.
And they need to die close to the same time. Crystallize. Second part.
Defensive.
I don't know if they do on normal, to be perfectly honest. I don't know.
Can you taunt Cal, the girl?
Help soak.
Yeah. Got her.
Defensive.
Was that us not soaking an eruption?
Taunt boss.
Yeah, that-
Watch
that's
your
not
step.
3 eruption.
Oh, okay.
Watch that heal.
Survival.
Sorry for the mountains coming up.
Yeah. On heroic, that would have wiped us.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I didn't think we'd kill them.
Defensive.
Do we need
That's
to
the fight. You guys have seen the fight. Slice.
soak?
I've got them both.
Eruptions, I think.
I pulled Cal.
Done.
Defensive. Help soak.
Good.
Do we need to swap?
No, I because she ripped.
Watch
off
your
me, I
step.
have, double debuffs. I'm good though.
Okay.
Defensive.
Get it. Perfect.
Great job, everybody.
Grashell's just a little.
Help soak.
Crystallize, soak.
Defensive.
I need a swap if we can.
Okay.
She's dead.
Never mind.
There we go.
Very well done, guys.
Wow. We should pull just to see bosses more often.
That was a good way to see the fight.
Yeah, I agree. Well, my guys get to do daddy tomorrow.
Yeah. Perfect.
And
We'll
I can't wait till they actually do this fight tomorrow. It seemed pretty fun.
right.
Well, this is the hardest fight in the place, so.
I almost think that was the funnest fight of the whole place so far.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one too.
Like, there's a lot of stuff to do, but it all seemed very easily telegraphed or whatever. It didn't really get too complicated.
No, it's a good fight for sure. Well done, guys.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight, Princess Taki. We really appreciate your insights here, and leading tonight for us. Really, we'll call it what it is. You guys are invaluable there. Will you be able to join us tomorrow? What are your raid times?
We raid back on Monday, so I'm free.
Okay.
I can come back and come help you.
Well, you guys are welcome, of course, if you'd like to come back, as is everybody. Especially you, Princess. You teach me how to tank and can really hold my hand, and that's special. But seriously, thank you everybody for coming out. I mean, for our first raid, I would say that this was very successful, and obviously it is thanks to all of you guys for coming out here and joining us. So thank you so much.
Oh, this was your guild's first raid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Congrats.
Thank you.
It's a very good first raid.
I actually haven't raided since Legion, I think. So,
Is that Lost My Guns? Oh, you're a very solid player, man.
You all picked a good
You can
season
grow
to come
You're good.
back.
I
This
was
is a
worried
very good
about
season.
having a 258 DPS wise, but
Get some good parses for sure.
I guess since y'all are in the Discord, we're usually running Mythics pretty regularly, so by no means, like, I'm always down to clown and baby Mythics, so if people need just, like, to run, like, a 3 or a 4, like, don't be afraid to, I guess, tag. You might, Laz, when you get a chance, or whoever made the Discord, y'all might want to set up roles so people can tag people for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good call. And I mean, we're not just in baby mythics. I mean, my character might be the least geared out of everybody's. What with having switched from a healer last season, to fit our needs as we're building and growing. So I will definitely take you up on baby mythics, but the rest of our heavy hitters are probably going to want some, like, you know, real stuff going on too.
No, me and my brother Shirelia don't really know anybody, so we've just been doing Mythic Zeros because we didn't really have anybody to play with. So.
Oh yeah, then I'm usually around, so yeah, you know, just tag or whatever you're looking for. I've got my alerts on, so I can pay attention.
Heck yeah.
Princess and Taki are amazing people to run mythics with too. Obviously, they're very fun to talk to, as you guys have already seen from tonight and how they get along. They're very chill, very insightful on the mythics, and that's actually how Chimera and I met them, was in a guild that we were in, all 4 of us previously. They were like, hey, let's run keys, like literally the second we logged in. Hey, let's run keys. I mean, they love keys and are great people to run them with. So, I mean, I hope I'm not overstepping and saying definitely just throw it out there, and if they're free and able to, they probably will help.
See, now you're having expectations for me to have. I can never fuck up.
That's right.
No, we've never bricked a key before.
No,
It's never happened.
Never.
Well, brick. It depends on your definition of brick. We usually finish them, right?
Yeah, we were only 20 minutes over on Mech 15 last night. Was that the
Yeah, I think that was like an hour, I think, was the final time. And I think probably 5 to 10 minutes of that I think was deaths.
Fairness. Workshop is very deadly.
Yeah. I think if we did that same run again afterwards on a 15, I think we probably.
Yeah.
We may have been able to time it, because a lot of that was just wiping once to bosses to figure out what we were doing.
But if you got 260-ish gear, comfortably you guys can be doing 10s and higher. I wouldn't even waste your time trying to do a 3 or 4 unless you just want to learn the affixes and the mechanics a little slower. But if you, especially if you got KSM last season, just walk in and start doing 10s.
Except Laura Kara. Laura Kara's terrible.